Hello and welcome to the Everyday Investor. I'm Andrew Hines, filling in for Rav Tour. Today we're going to be speaking about a very important topic that's near and dear to my heart, and that is the buy, renovate, and hold strategy to real estate investing. We're going to cover a few very important topics within this topic. One is, why should we buy this type of investment? Two, how should we reno and manage for success? Three, how do we get the money to do such a venture? And of course, four, it wouldn't be an investment show if we didn't ask about the ROI. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back with Quentin D'Souza, who's going to tell us how it's done.
The Everyday Investor has been brought to you by ProFunds Mortgages, Fixed Returns, Real Security. The Real Estate Center Canada, for all your buying, selling, and investing needs. Exteriors, providing you with full-service exterior renovations.
For over 10 years, Strong-Based Interlock and Landscaping has providing professional services to homeowners across the Greater Toronto Area. We are dedicated to ensuring your landscaping resembles the beauty you have envisioned. Our team guarantees competitive prices and the highest level of customer satisfaction through our integrity and commitment to quality landscaping services. For a free estimate on your next project, call us at 416-800-1585 or visit our website at sbinterlock.com. Whatever your interlocking and landscaping needs, you can count on Strong Base.
At Here to Clean, we understand that inviting someone into your home is a big deal. All of our cleaners are carefully vetted to ensure we send the right person to care for your home. We offer a variety of cleaning services to meet our various clients' needs, from small office and vacation rental cleaning, post-renovation, and move-in cleaning. We will arrange a team of professionals with the right skill sets to tackle your toughest jobs and get them done right. Email, call, or text us to discuss your unique needs.
Hey there, this is Anthony Maniaci. Here at Maniaci Sobel Altbaum, we're a law firm working for you in all facets of the law. My specialty is working in corporate commercial law and real estate, but we have lawyers that work in all other areas, including litigation and family. Our practice focuses on service with a personal touch, delivering in-depth legal advice and guidance to our clients, treating you as people, not as a number. You can reach us at maniacilaw.com.
Hey, it's Jeff and Mark from Exteriors. Exteriors provides you with full-service exterior renovations, including roofing, siding, aluminum, and eaves troughs. We treat every renovation as if it were our own, guaranteeing impeccable craftsmanship. Exteriors Renovations. Contact us for a free quote.
At High Peaks Custom Homes, we understand that your family is unique, and your home should be too. We are dedicated to understanding your vision and bringing it to life with great attention to detail and expert craftsmanship. Contact us at High Peaks Custom Homes to speak with our design team and start your new home.
Canadian Real Estate Wealth, Canada's leading authority on residential real estate investment, can help you grow your portfolio, build equity, and find the perfect market for your next investment property. Available both online and in print. Canadian Real Estate Wealth is written by investors for investors. Each issue brings proven, practical advice on all aspects of your investor's journey: property management, financing, alternative investing, and so much more. In 2018, when you think ROI, think CREW. Visit CanadianRealEstateMagazine.ca to subscribe today.
The Real Estate Center is one of North America's leading real estate firms, helping everyday people buy, sell, and invest in real estate. By leading with education, we make sure our clients have the know-how and confidence to make informed decisions, allowing them to reach their goals. Through our vast network of experienced advisors, the Real Estate Center is able to provide a full-service experience across the entire country. Whether you're looking for your first home, an income property, or commercial investment, we're here to help. Visit our website at therealestatecenter.com.
Welcome back to the Everyday Investor. I'm here with Quentin D'Souza. Quentin, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being here. So Quentin, I have a few notes here on you and your credentials. So I have here that you're, first off, published author, The Ultimate Wealth Strategy. So interesting book I'm looking forward to reading. But you're also a former teacher of 16 years, master's in education.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a long list of things I could say here. So why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself to get things going?
Sure. I mean, I was a teacher, as you said, for 16 years. I have a master's. I left teaching in 2014 to pursue real estate full time. I had been investing in real estate for 15 years. The last 10, I've really, stepped it up. And I think anybody can get in this game and become a real estate investor. Just a little bit of education and some action can get you going.
Just to take a quick step back, one of the things that you did early on in your real estate investing career was to start a real estate investing club. Could you tell me a little bit about the club?
Sure. I mean, 10 years ago, I didn't have any peers that were investing in real estate. I didn't have any family that was investing in real estate. So I created a club. We had 4 people met in at Tim Hortons. And now we have 100 people that come out to meetings. But it's just a great place to kind of meet other people who are doing the same thing. It's be with people who are taking action, and it forces you and pushes you to take action as well.
Okay, and the people who are taking action, what kind of action are they taking?
Well, I mean, people will start off with 1 property, 2 properties, and then as they start to progress, they'll end up with 5, 10. It just depends on what their strategy is and what they're doing. As you know, there are many different strategies, and people who come there kind of, from wholesaling to rent to own to, duplexing, adding value. One of the things that I've really focused on throughout my investing is that buy, fix, refinance, and rent strategy. Right. And I mean, I've built a portfolio of $16 million in real estate assets, and I've used about $5,000 of my own funds to do that. It also comes from joint venture partnership. Okay. And my wife still bothers me about the $5,000.
So your wife wants the $5,000 back?
No, she's totally happy with it.
Take the kids to Disneyland.
No, it was definitely, it's been a great experience. I'm not a realtor or mortgage broker or anything like that. It's just, it's still, I'm still a teacher, and the way that I do that is through Durham REI and coaching and that sort of thing.
Okay, so with Durham REI, you're able to fulfill that outlet, the creative outlet, the teaching outlet, to allow you to do that.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
And why did you land on the buy, renovate, refinance, and keep strategy of real estate?
Well, back in 2008, you could buy 0%, 5% down with CMHC financing. And then in 2008, they actually eliminated that. And I was trying to get the same sort of returns that I would get using that type of leverage. And I was trying to figure out how to do it. I talked to mortgage brokers, I talked to agents, tried to figure it out. I thought I had discovered this new strategy, right? Like I was like, oh man, this is amazing. So if I buy it and I fix it, I'll be able to use sweat equity to increase the value. The spread from what I buy it and the renovations I do, as long as it's higher than what I put into it, I can get more back. And then as I started to kind of go around and, I noticed that there were other people who were doing this, and, it's not a new strategy. It's just being able to take something and go with it and learn it and apply it is what I did at that time. And so I was just trying to replicate those type of returns where you're looking at, 30% plus annual ROI, at the very least when you're investing using that type of a strategy.
So you're getting 30% plus, would you say, on the average deal that you do?
I do a lot better than that because of what I'm doing, and I do 4 or 5 a year. I'm not doing 10 or 12. Okay. I'm really focused on picking the right product. We talked about the last deal that I did. I bought it for $300. It was a cat pee house that.
Okay.
There was like
the cat pee house. Yes.
Yeah, the cat pee house. So nobody really it was on the market for 19 days. It was an MLS deal. Yeah. I do private deals, but MLS. Sometimes there's things that come up that that are great.
You can find a good deal on MLS still.
Sure.
So this goes for anyone in Canada. There's always hidden gems there. Yeah. So don't be afraid of that. So you bought that one for $300.
Yeah.
What did you do in terms of renovation? I know you put some money into it. How much did you put in?
I put 110 into it. The roof was leaking, there was mold, we had to remediate everything, take down insulation, do drywall. But what was interesting was that there was an existing 1-bedroom basement apartment that was really, really run down. I was able to get a declaration from the previous owner stating that it existed pre-91. So it enabled me to grandfather in the basement suite.
Okay, so just stop you right there, because I know some people are going to be curious about this. I know I was curious about this. Grandfathering in, what does that mean?
Well, I always like to stay out of the gray area, and I like to have legal basement apartments. So when I do a suite, I want to either be able to convert it so that it legally is a basement apartment, so that the rents can be counted for both the upstairs and the downstairs, and also, you know, insurance-wise, city-wise, nobody can shut me down. The bank, yeah,
the bank
absolutely.
will, yeah, because if you don't have that, the bank's not going to acknowledge the income, right? That's
Absolutely.
an illegal suite. We won't use that income. That'll
Yeah.
affect your ability to get financing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that, you know, that's why I like to do legal, and also there's a lot of pressure on investors that aren't. You know, recently Whitby, for example, has been pushing for fines of $20,000. You know, for if you get caught and there's, you know, something happens on top of, you know, of the fact that there's a fire and you have a loss. So there's a lot of pressures on that. So you know, for me it's state of mind. And also ROI. Just having the ability to know what I can do in that scenario, being able to legalize that without, you know, doing a lot of heavy lifting made it easier.
So I mean, certainly I can see how that would help you sleep at night.
Yeah.
I'm very much the same. I want to know that my investment is sound and that no one's going to come in and say you can't do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So absolutely, that would be important. Now, you mentioned that you had mold in this property. You know, I think most of the people who heard that just tensed up a little bit because obviously, as an investor, you hear the word remediation, and if you've never been there, it sounds intimidating. Was that a large process for you? Was that something that was easy to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, you have the right contractors who understand what you need to do and are, you know, licensed and are able to do it for you. You can get things done. It's always about what the cost is of doing something versus the return in the end. And, you know, that was actually not as big of a deal as people would make it out. It has a lot to do with experience, you know, having dealt with it a number of different times and being able to have the right contractors who are able to help you to do it, right?
So in your 110, you were able to take care of the mold, put new kitchens in?
New kitchens, new bathrooms, new flooring, new drywall, new trim, molding, that sort of thing. You know, lots of cleanup to the backyard especially. You know, lots of, you know, extra work on the curb appeal.
Okay.
But it turned out really well, and the refi amount was awesome.
Okay, yeah, so let's jump into that real quick because we just got about a minute before we go to break. So you were able to refinance this based on a $610,000 value.
Yeah.
And how much were you able to borrow against that $610,000 value?
So because of my position in my portfolio, I have a commercial lender that I work with, so I was able to get 75% loan to value and a 25-year AM.
Okay.
Because just the way I am and you know where I'm at in my journey. But another investor could have come in at 80% loan to value, 30-year AM, and actually got even a more of a return.
So first off, so you were able to get over $450,000 back, which is more than you put in altogether.
Yeah.
So you got paid to buy this investment.
Yeah.
And then how much cash flow do you get from it?
About $300 a month.
So I think it's safe to say most people at home would take that deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a slam dunk. So we're going to actually go to break right now. We're going to talk about more of your average deal, but that's an absolute slam dunk deal. Great to hear about that one, Quentin. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Everyday Investor has been brought to you by ProFunds Mortgages, Fixed Returns, Real Security. The Real Estate Center Canada, for all your buying, selling, and investing needs. Exteriors, providing you with full-service exterior renovations.
Canadian Real Estate Wealth, Canada's leading authority on residential real estate investment, can help you grow your portfolio, build equity, and find the perfect market for your next investment property. Available both online and in print. Canadian Real Estate Wealth is written by investors for investors. Each issue brings proven, practical advice on all aspects of your investor's journey: property management, financing, alternative investing, and so much more. In 2018, when you think ROI, think CREW. Visit CanadianRealEstateMagazine.ca to subscribe today.
ProFunds Mortgages and its affiliate Valor Capital offers expert service and funding solutions for builders and developers, offering first and second mortgages with a combination of institutional and private lending. ProFunds Mortgages and Valor Capital offer a full-service construction and development package with in-house engineers, developers, builders, planners, and the best of financial analysts. With the many years of experience and credibility, ProFunds and Valor would love to be your added value financial partner. Visit us at profunds.ca.
Hey, it's Jeff and Mark from Exteriors. Exteriors provides you with full-service exterior renovations, including roofing, siding, aluminum, and eaves troughs. We treat every renovation as if it were our own, guaranteeing impeccable craftsmanship. Exteriors Renovations. Contact us for a free quote.
At High Peaks Custom Homes, we understand that your family is unique, and your home should be too. We are dedicated to understanding your vision and bringing it to life with great attention to detail and expert craftsmanship. Contact us at High Peaks Custom Homes to speak with our design team and start your new home.
For over 10 years, Strong-Based Interlock and Landscaping has providing professional services to homeowners across the Greater Toronto Area. We are dedicated to ensuring your landscaping resembles the beauty you have envisioned. Our team guarantees competitive prices and the highest level of customer satisfaction through our integrity and commitment to quality landscaping services. For a free estimate on your next project, call us at 416-800-1585 or visit our website at sbinterlock.com. Whatever your interlocking and landscaping needs, you can count on Strong Base.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting. And like people, businesses' needs change, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, and tax. Areas critical to your continued growth and success, all part of the journey, and all part of what we do together with you. So that when your business has arrived, it's ready to keep going. MNP. Wherever business takes you.
Hey, it's Vitali, Rav's door and window guy. Here are 4 quick tips when choosing doors and windows for your home. 1. Get 2 to 3 estimates from a reputable vendor. 2. Choose the right manufacturer. 3. Make sure you have a warranty. And 4. Get professional installation. To book a free estimate, contact us at torontodoorsandwindows.ca.
Welcome back to The Everyday Investor. I'm Andrew Hines, filling in for Rav Tour. I'm here with Quentin D'Souza and also our other special guest, Chris Lewis. Chris, you're going to talk to us a little bit about one of your recent deals. So you and Quentin know each other. Why don't you just start off by introducing that relationship?
Okay, I've known Quentin for about 3 years now. I used to live on the other side of the city and had no idea about real estate investing. And so I did a little bit of research on the internet, asked a couple of folks, and his name kept coming up. So I reached out to Quentin and joined his Durham REI group, which is now 100 strong every month. And my wife and I were pretty ambitious, and so we decided to basically get some coaching from Quentin so that we can accelerate our growth in our portfolio, which has definitely changed our lives.
Why were you looking at real estate investing, and what has it done for you so far?
Real estate investing in the last 3 years has basically allowed my wife to leave her job. It's allowed her to focus on real estate investing. She's an agent as well as looking for joint venture partners. So from that standpoint, it's provided her an out. I know that a lot of investors are sort of looking to escape the 9-to-5, and it's definitely given her some flexibility with that. Moreover, and more importantly, we have a young 2.5-year-old daughter. And from that standpoint, you know, money doesn't matter. It's all about time.
So she gets to stay at home with your daughter and be a part of her life for those formative years.
Yes.
Okay.
And she was a chiropractor before, right?
Yes, yeah. So
that's interesting. So she left being a chiropractor, became an agent.
Yes.
And now a real estate investor, semi-retired, staying at home with the kids.
Exactly. And from my background, I have a day job. I work for a reinsurance company, so I'm all about risk management and calculated risk. And from an investment standpoint, every property that we add to our portfolio is like an insurance policy in the event that one of us gets sick, one of us loses our jobs.
That's a great way of putting it, and we're going to come back to that. But right now I want to dive into some of the numbers. So you said you've been doing this for 3 years?
Yes.
And this is one of your more recent deals?
Yes, this deal actually just got rented a couple of days ago, so it's hot off the press.
Chris, let's dive into some of the numbers.
Okay, perfect.
What did you buy the property for? And just tell me a little bit about that property as well.
We tend to buy the same property every time. It's your typical grandma's bungalow. In the area where we invest, Oshawa, they all tend to be constructed in the 50s or 60s. Same layout on the top floor as there's the bottom, so that's part of the strategy why we're buying bungalows. This particular property, the basement was completely not renovated. Okay. That allowed us a lot of comfort. Quite often, when we're undergoing a project, you don't know what's behind the walls, and that could be expensive. So this project for us was, lower risk. We bought it at a really good price. We bought it at $450,000, and what we did was we changed the use. So Quentin mentioned earlier about rents on top, rents on bottom. So what we did was we added a legal suite to the basement, got it legalized by the city.
Okay.
So the upper floor it's 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. The lower unit is, I believe it's 2 bedrooms with 1 bathroom, and it's newly renovated. It's actually nicer than the house we live in right now. It's quite beautiful.
Yeah, that's always the case with my rentals. They're nicer than where I live. It's kind of frustrating. But okay, so it was legal. You went through the city. You got permits. Paid any of the fees that they wanted you to pay. So $450 in. So that down payment, what did you need to come up with in order to buy that?
For an investment property, right now, sort of where we are in our journey, we put down 20%.
20%?
So with that ends up being around $90,000 down payment. On top of that, we also have closing costs, which are your land transfer tax, your legal fees, and all the other fees that sort of pop up. Everyone's sort of reaching in your pocket trying to take a dime. So at the end of the day, those costs ended up being around $7,000, so we were in for around $97,000.
Okay, and then your renovations, how much did those cost?
The renovations costed us around $70,000, and that's pretty typical for where we are in our journey. The footprint in the basement, like I said, it was a blank slate, so that gave us a lot of comfort level, and we definitely came in right along where we are from a budget perspective. So.
How big of a space was it?
I think it's around 950 to 1,000 square feet, so it's a pretty sizable unit.
Okay, Chris, you mentioned 2 units instead of 1. Do you mind me asking why 2 units instead of 1?
We're always trying to maximize the highest and best use of the property. So as we bought it, it was a single-family home, and we could probably rent that for, let's call it $2,000 a month. However, if we make it 2 separate units, or a legal duplex as we call it, the rent numbers just fall off the sheet. At the end of the day, it allows us a little bit of flexibility in the event that the lower tenant leaves. We're getting some rent from upstairs, and at the end of the day, the property carries itself, so we don't really need to put any money into it.
Okay, so you've got cash flow.
The qualification, now you push the qualification numbers up for the mortgage. So because of the increased rents, you're able to qualify higher, whereas before you wouldn't have been able to qualify for maybe even the amount that you needed to cover the original mortgage. So, doing those renovations pushes up the amount of mortgage qualification amount, and so that enables you to do the refi more.
Yeah, and we know that it's obviously getting harder, not easier, to get mortgages right now. Oh, yeah. So if you don't mind me asking, have you come across some of those struggles, Chris, in getting mortgages for your properties?
A lot of people talk about the challenges in regards to mortgages, but there's always ways around it. One thing that I've learned being in this industry for not very long, 3 or 4 years, is there's always a way. Whether it's a contact, somebody who's sort of been through your situation, going on the internet. At the end of the day, real estate's been around an awful long time, and people have had these issues an awful long time. So if I don't have the answer, Quentin may, or somebody in our network way, and that's why, getting out to, the Durham REI and, similar clubs is just worth its weight in gold.
Like real estate is a relationship business. It's not a brick and mortar business. People can help you as long as you're asking for help, but if you don't ask for help, people won't know. Right? It's the same with a joint venture partner. If you don't ask for joint venture partners, you're never going to get them. Right? It's the that same sort of thing.
So you need to be going out there, making contacts, as you guys have been doing. I imagine that's something that he's been teaching you, Quentin's been teaching you, Chris. So that's absolutely critical for me as well. I've found having close contacts for things such as finance, but of course, like you said, just because somebody says no doesn't mean that the next person won't say yes. So that's excellent. Okay, so you mentioned renovations were around 70. Were you swinging the hammer yourself? Were you pulling all-nighters?
I've got a day job, and it's actually pretty funny. There's a running joke at our house that my hands are actually softer than my wife's. Yeah. So I know there's times when I'm fixing a leaky toilet and those types of things, but at the end of the day, we hire the professionals. At the end of the day, it's a better business decision for us. We know it's done right. We've been dealing with the same people for a number of years, so there's a level of trust. So it comes back to that relationship thing we were talking about earlier.
If we total up what the numbers you've given us, so $450 to buy, $7,000 in closing costs, $70K in renos, that brings us to $527,000. So that's basically your total investment, whether it was borrowed money or your own money. Tell me about what happened next. You got an appraisal. What did the appraiser say?
Appraiser said that the value of the property post-renovation was $550, and I wasn't entirely surprised. One thing that Quentin preaches in his group is knowing your area, know your market area. So the moment that I bought that property for $450, I knew it would be worth approximately $550 at the end of the day.
Okay, great point. You've got to know what you're getting into. You're not just shooting from the hip here. You're actually knowing your area and you're going in with a plan. So the bank gave you 80%, so that totaled $440,
That's
if
right.
I'm not mistaken. Okay, so then if we work those numbers back, so $440 is what you got from the bank.
Right.
We take away the $450 that you bought for, the $7,000 in closing costs, and then we had $70,000 in a reno. So your total investment, obviously that's a negative number, so your total investment is $87,000. Have you done a calculation on your return on investment on this?
I have, and not a lot of people believe, if you don't invest in real estate, you don't believe the returns.
Okay.
The return on this project, which I would count as a single, there's doubles, triples, and home runs out there. Quentin's example is probably a home run or a grand slam. But the ROI for this project was 49.5%.
So 49.5%, and I had some of those numbers, but Quentin, you look like you were going to add something
Yeah,
there.
that's annually.
Yeah, that's annually.
That's annually. So when you see other types of investments out there, most times people try to calculate ROI based on pre-tax dollars. And really your ROI is after you pay your tax, right?
Right.
And so with real estate, the great thing about it is you can do CCA, you can deduct, you can end up with that money in hand. Whereas in other types of investments, you're kind of getting that return after you pay your taxes, which could reduce your return by 40%, 50%.
Right.
So like this ROI is awesome.
Yeah, so that's another episode right there. So to go through your numbers really quickly, we're in last minute here. So 6708 was your year's worth of cash flow on your property after you'd done your renovation, and that's with your refinance.
That's right.
Then you've got mortgage pay down on a yearly basis of $92.50, and you're getting passive appreciation. That's just the property going up in value about 5% a year, so that's $27,500 for a total of $43,458. And if you divide that by your investment of $87,000, that's where that 49% comes from. Chris, have you ever seen that return on investment anywhere else?
Nope, and that's why I keep sticking with real estate.
Okay, yeah.
One important thing is that it doesn't matter whether his house price goes down or not. I mean, in the on paper appreciation, but he's still making money every month. He's still cash flowing on that property. He can hold it for 10 years. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and how many properties, for those viewing at home, how many properties would you need to own that could do this? So it's over $600 a month in cash flow, is it?
Yes.
So how many properties would you need to own before you could replace your income? And maybe you can retire and stay home with your kids. So I just really wanted to get that across, that how monumental this is for some people. And I know for your wife and for you, to be a bigger part of your daughter's life is probably huge.
Yeah.
Quentin, Chris, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm sure that our viewers found this very informative. I know that I did. So for those of you watching at home, if you have any further questions or you would like to learn more, please visit theeverydayinvestor.info for more information. That's all the time we have for today. We'll see you next time.